Hello to Tech Talk, and we always have very interesting guests on our show, and we talk about technology and what's going on. And today's topic is going to be technology used in campaigning and running for office. And I have here somebody in the studio with me.
Jurgen, thank you so much. My name is Taylor Dingle. I'm a candidate for Vero Beach City Council. I'm running because as a proven community advocate, I know how to deliver positive changes for all Vero Beach residents. I'm prepared to do so, and hopefully I get the opportunity. Thank you so much for having me this evening to speak with you and to speak with hopefully many of the viewers about to watch this podcast. So thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. No problem. Like I said, we're going to talk about, my company, we do a lot of tech work and we see what's going on in the industry. So our topic, like I said, is going to be how to use and promote your campaign. And you've probably seen that with technology compared to what was available 10 years ago.
Yes.
How that works a lot easier for you now, right?
Absolutely. And it's not only that, Jurgen, when we're discussing technology with campaigning, this didn't happen 10, 20 years ago. This happened as recently as maybe 3 to 4 years ago.
Right.
So it's really changed campaigning forever,
Right.
utilizing technology and utilizing it the right way.
Right. Because I can imagine, I mean, I never ran a campaign for anything, but I can see how technology gets the word out much quicker.
Yes.
There's less of a startup cost, right? The obviously it costs a lot of
Correct.
money.
Correct.
So what do you use for your campaign? What is it?
Well, to discuss a little bit with the old form of campaigning, which, by the way, still works. I still practice it.
Right.
I think it's still
Like
still useful.
knocking on the door?
Knocking on the doors, going to the streets, hitting voters door by door.
Uh-huh.
Another form is sending mail pieces to voters. So
Right.
we can go to the supervisor of elections office, collect their roster, and we can mail to them mail pieces.
Mhm.
And some people say they're not very useful, but that brief second of going to the mailbox, taking it, looking at it, to the trash can, I think it's pretty impactful.
To the trash can. Wow.
Straight to the trash can.
Go on.
It's impactful, but new ways that we're really exploring, and being a younger candidate, I was brought up in this technology wave, and
Right.
I know.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
27.
27 years
Wow.
old.
That makes me feel old now. So, yeah, I got 20 years on you.
That's okay. But what we're exploring right now, social media, it's huge.
It is.
In a time where it costs tens of thousands of dollars to get your message out there, you can do it for free in a click. And that's something that we have been exploring with Facebook, with social media, doing advertisements. And what's so great about that is you can actually monitor, you can track, you can see the
Right.
data live.
Right.
So very recently we put a video out there a couple of days ago, and it's already reached about 6,000 to 8,000 people.
Nice.
And that number continues to grow. So that's one way we utilize and use social media.
Right. So what he's saying, analytics is very, very important nowadays when it comes to any kind of running for a campaign, running a business, advertising. What you can see nowadays on Facebook or LinkedIn or any other platform, better platform,
Yes.
is amazing. You have a whole graphing system, tells you what's going on over last week, 24 hours, real time even.
Yeah.
Like, for example, on my website, ACD Computers, I can see right now who's on the website. Actually, who's actually from what area. So I
Yes.
see, there might be people from Miami on there,
Yeah.
maybe some overseas, and we can actually engage with them right away in real time. It's amazing, and it's just going to get wilder in the future.
It is going to. Another technique we use is we email.
Uh-huh.
We email residents. It's free. We can get it out quick, and again, you can monitor. You can see who opens it. You can track their zip code.
Right.
You can see where they opened it. With the advertisement, I can track what zip codes are receiving it, their age demographic, if they're male or female or other. It's just scary the data that you can gather
Yeah.
from some of this stuff.
Yeah, many of these emailing client systems, they're all web-based, obviously nowadays. It's not like you're sending out, 10,000 emails from your home computer on Outlook. It's you're actually going through a platform nowadays,
Yep.
and then you can keep track again, analytics, see who opened that email.
Yep.
And you're sending out to certain demographics. You're not wasting your money on that, and it's really amazing. I mean, what you can do nowadays. That's great. And of course, then there's also, video, for example, like you mentioned earlier,
Yes.
using video technology
Yes.
of making your own commercial.
Yep.
Like we are in this beautiful studio here, WRPB Studios, which I highly recommend.
This is really great.
Amazing. And you can take videos here, you can produce shows, or also you can do stuff like you did. You can make your own video and commercial, show it online,
Exactly.
and attach it to your Facebook marketing.
Yes.
It's be all over the place because it's really proven that people like to see things move on the screen.
Yes.
Any kind of video attracts people quite a bit. Sorry for the noise. Somebody's having a burnout outside. Interesting. But it's amazing. So this is the second time you're running, or
This is my third
time.
attempt,
Okay.
and
Okay.
we've learned so much over time.
Right.
I'm now proud to serve as vice chairman on the Utilities Commission.
Mhm.
I've been addressing issues that are at the forefront of our community, and I'm prepared to do so on the Vero Beach City Council.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean technology can do so many things nowadays.
And I think the biggest pull with the technology is it's a very, very low cost. Like
Yes.
as I mentioned with these mail pieces, that's somewhere in the range of $2,000 to $8,000. It depends how much
Right.
money you raised and how many voters you want to contact.
Right. Yeah. It's very noisy within there.
It sounds like Route 60 back home in Vero Beach.
Yeah, pretty much. Somebody's doing a burnout in the parking lot, so excuse that. But yeah, I mean the total cost to get into something, even not related to campaigning, but if you're like a musician nowadays, if you want to get the word out about something you're producing on the social media platforms, you can do it right away.
At a click.
In the past, you to invest money to hire a company to
Yes.
get your name out, a lot of money, and then you might not get anywhere. And now anybody from their home basically can
Run a campaign.
do something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never even know how big it is because you can make it look excellent.
Exactly.
So it's quite amazing. But I think for myself, for my company, for example, I can tell you Facebook is the number one thing for us in advertising.
Mhm.
Printing, not so much anymore, I think. The old-fashioned newspapers.
Yes.
Sadly, that's going away. So we see that more and more happening.
It is.
Yeah.
But going back, the old techniques still work. So we're
Yeah.
still doing advertising in 32963.
Right.
Vero News.
Right.
The old way does still work.
Yeah, it does still
But
work.
eventually we
Yeah.
may see a transition. The biggest thing I wanted to discuss with you is the use of AI.
Yeah.
Wait till AI
Oh, yeah.
somehow somebody at home, or there's some campaign right now exploring ways to really utilize AI to at their own benefit to help their campaign.
Right.
And I think that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I'm glad Taylor's bring that up because AI is something I'm heavily into at the shop and researching a lot. We're
Mhm.
one of the first people to actually get access to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT right now is the most popular thing out there. Billions are using it. I'm using it. I'm guilty of that, even for advertising. And I just went to an event in Boca, and they talked about it, how AI is changing the industry.
I believe
and it's everywhere.
And I would assume AI is going to replace, really the focus group.
Mhm.
Could it potentially replace
It could.
the campaign consultant?
Right.
Instead of surveying 30 people and asking them what color tie should this candidate wear, red or blue?
Right.
What do you find more appealing? AI can get you that answer right away, so you don't have to invest more money. It's really campaigning right now. Finding a way that you can campaign to your fullest without spending the most money.
Right. So don't think about everybody be losing their job. That's why I keep hearing it often.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're gonna be sitting at home and playing with our feet all day long because we don't have a job anymore because AI is gonna take over.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. I mean, AI in general, that is going to be basically an assistance to you.
Mhm.
So consider it like a personal assistant that travels with you.
Correct.
Just like right now, you have Siri on your phone.
Yep.
You have an add-on. In the early days, everybody thought, "Oh my God, we have check spelling in Word. We don't need a secretary anymore." All
Yes.
these different things, but we
Yes.
still do. So it just makes your job better. It makes you more efficient. I think, like you said, AI can have an overall overview of the entire campaign and see, okay, this works, this doesn't. We'll drop that one. and that's something AI systems can do much better than the humans because they're all over the place. I'm very fascinated by that. But then there's also the other side. I've been looking into this quite a bit. Is what AI does also for the negative side too,
Yes.
and that's not good.
I think it really comes down to, those who utilize AI that have not so great intent for using it.
Right, right. And so no AI systems. So people know what it is. It's artificial intelligence, obviously, and it's based on large language models, LLMs. So it's basically a computer program modeled after the human brain,
Yes.
and it's learning every second. And even now, while we spoke the last 10 minutes, the systems get smarter and smarter because they don't stop. The evolution of something like this is much faster than like the human evolution because it just runs all the time. So it's going to come to a point where it is, has more information and is basically smarter than we are. It's not going to have any consciousness, but it's going to be more of a system that really knows a lot of things.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Just very recently, I was somebody was distributing a video, and on that video, it was what appeared to be a journalist, but it was artificial intelligence. You know how there's the system where you can
DALL-E, for example.
Exactly, generate the avatar, and there's a person at home typing in what that person, the avatar, is saying, but some people may not know that, and that video was sent to many Vero Beach voters.
Wow.
Very recently.
Wow. So we're talking about here, basically.
So misinformation.
Misinformation
using
spreading.
It for a bad
using
purpose.
AI, right? So because they can clone the face, they can make it look like
it's scary.
somebody else.
It's different.
AI is getting even to the route where AI has imagination. So there are systems now, like Runway, for example, which is a very popular app. You can tell that system by one line, say, hey, make me a short video of this person and that person doing this, and it will come out. It will spit it out. And they started off really being very primitive, and it's just not recognizable, and now it's looks like almost like television. And so we got to be careful with these things, because, I mainly see AI as a big benefit to humanity, but also we have to control it.
Exactly, because unfortunately there's people and groups out there to where you see it as a big benefit, they see it as a major weapon.
Right.
So I think we'll find out soon what's going to happen over the next 15 to 35 years with AI.
Yeah, because every company is producing them right now. So every company, Amazon has their own. They have systems that work in specific areas. So you have an AI system that works specifically for banking, for doctor's office, for insurance. All these different things are coming up now, and we have to kind of. They were kind of frustrated when it first came out. It was so fast, kind of uncontrolled. And I don't know really, I mean, you're into politics, I don't know how they're going to control that, how they can put the lid back on it a little bit, because the development is not stopping.
Yeah.
So how do we control that? For example, for copyright reasons, when you tell an AI system to draw something in a style of Van Gogh, is that a copyright infringement or not?
That's true.
They're arguing about that now. How do we mark something on there?
Yeah, the biggest thing too. I don't think that if this has to deal with AI, but the deep face technology to where they're actually using it now in movies and TV shows.
Oh yeah.
And of people who unfortunately have passed, but family members speaking out, they don't really like that.
No, and quite honestly, it's a little creepy, isn't it?
It is a little creepy.
Yeah, I just recently watched a movie. I'm not gonna say what it was, but one of my favorite movies. The guy has a whip, and fun, good movie. But the whole thing where they make people look younger and stuff like that through AI is just, to me, it's not convincing, and it kind of loses through the whole scene.
Some companies are really, really good at it.
Right.
Unfortunately, other companies aren't so much.
Right. They call that, by the way, the uncanny valley. Basically, we're trying to look at something, and it can't be right, but it looks so realistic, but you're kind of not registering it as a human being on the television. They're getting better about it, but we can still see it.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Well, we're getting to the end of the show. We've got about a couple of minutes. So if you want to say something more about
of course.
cause.
I appreciate you having me on. Usually I'm talking about my platform.
Yeah.
So it's nice to engage in a discussion.
Right.
regarding a interest of mine with American history, American politics, and
Nice.
how technology has really campaigned the political landscape
Right.
forever. So I appreciate that, and you noted that I was younger. I get that a lot. But I'm running because if you look at all of the current issues facing the city of Vero Beach, they all concern my future, my friends' future, hopefully my kids.
Uh-huh.
So I'm here. I want to be a part of the solution and hopefully create a better tomorrow for the city of Vero Beach.
Great.
So
Well,
thank you so much, Jürgen.
Well, thank you for coming. And that's it for Tech Talk. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.